Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
What's on Tap podcast? Christmas Advent Calendar Bonanza coming to you at day 3. And today we have another beer that you have brought.
Yes. We pulled, yesterday we had a beer that I brought, and today we have another beer that I brought. Such is the nature of randomized drawings.
It is.
And it is an old beer.
It is. Very old.
Earlier this autumn, I got a box of old beers from good beer friends, Thomas and Lena Lindhoff, here in Malmö, beer celebrities in the local beer scene. And I figured I'll put away at least one for maybe more, who knows, for the Christmas calendar. So this is Traquair House. Traquair is the brewery. Traquair House Ale. And I have researched this to no end because it has a best before date, it has a lot number, it has some weird numbers on the back, and I've seen people. My research leads me to believe that this is the 2008 vintage of Traquair House Ale.
And I have no reason to doubt you in your research. I know how thorough you are.
One person even on his photo had the same numbers as we have on our bottle, and he had written 2008 in silver permanent marker on the actual bottle.
Nice. So this says it's a potent liquor as brewed by the laird in the ancient brew house of the oldest inhabited house in Scotland. ABV of 7.2%. Fun.
And we poured it just before we clicked record, and it poured almost completely flat.
Yeah. No surprise there.
There's very little carbonation left in this. When I agitate it, it gives me a small little halo of foam, but nothing else.
And the color is what you would call murky.
It's quite murky.
Yeah, it's not what you would call appetizing looking.
No,
it's a little dirty water kind of beer, but it's got kind of a caramelly deep color to it. It's not bad.
It's interesting that you say caramelly because slight caramel is the only aroma I get from this.
Yeah, no, it's got a bit of a
sugary
kind of nose to it. But yeah, this may be one of the oldest beers we've ever had on the show.
No,
it's not the oldest, I know, but it's one of the oldest. Yeah. Because we did the two that you got from Thomas and Lena.
2003.
Yeah,
was that, I think. So what I'm hearing is we should have more older beers on the show.
Well, I mean, it's just so much fun to have something that's, that old on the show.
Yeah.
Like 10 plus years. You don't just find those just laying around anymore. So people's cellars are getting a little more curated, and things are lasting, or they're going really quick. So I think it's fun to find something from a time when people weren't collecting beer that much.
That is true.
So I'm expecting a lot of what do you call it? Like
dark
plums and raisins, dark
yes.
fruits on this. Yeah.
Dark dried fruits.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
It's really light. It's extremely light. And it's a lot of dark fruits.
It's gone into this slightly vinegary.
You think so?
I don't have any other way to describe that. Okay, maybe it's just like sugary raisins.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's like sugary raisin water.
Why do I associate this with vinegar? It isn't vinegar. It definitely
it's not vinegar.
isn't.
If it was vinegar, I can't even get there for you, man. I'm trying to think if it was like a sherry vinegar or like a really sweet kind of vinegar like that.
It's definitely sherry,
yeah.
But it's a low. I don't want to diss the beer because I brought it, but it's low quality sherry. That's I'm getting.
Yeah, it tastes like for me. If you ever had the cereal, we had a cereal in the state called Raisin Bran, which is bran flakes with bits of raisin in it. Ugh. It's delicious. It's honestly so good. It tastes like that. It tastes like kind of like this cereal kind of flavor, and then you've got this kind of raisiny kind of upfront place. But the the palate is pretty watery. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I'm saying you could just drink this and you would think you're drinking like flavored water.
This one is more of a curiosity than it is a high quality beer at this point.
Yeah, I almost feel like you can't really rate this beer because it's well past its prime. There's really no point of reference for it amongst other things. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. But is it a good beer? No. I mean, beer-wise, this is probably like a 2.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you. But for sheer novelty and enjoyability of it, it's like a 3.5.
Yes, that's where I place it on the fun scale.
Yeah.
It has not turned into barley wine territory.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, maybe this beer probably never had the
potential to do that.
Potential to do that.
It's definitely not a beer that should be kept for as long as it's been kept. This is not a, what did you say, 2008?
Yeah.
Yeah. This beer should not have. 2015 was probably its peak.
Yeah.
Even then, it was probably
Even then.
past its prime a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm really super excited to try it, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I guess I'll give it an overall 3.5.
Yeah, purely on the fun scale, that's where I'll put it as well.
Yeah.
But the actual flavor is lower than that, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, all right. I think we've given our all to this beer and what we can do for it. Anything else you want to add?
On the back side, it says there's a picture of the gates, probably to this house.
Mm-hmm.
The famous bear gates closed since 1745, when the last person to pass through them was Bunny Prince Charlie. I just want to put that out there. It'll mean something to someone who listens.
I'm really curious.
They'll go like, wow, 1745. That's when blah 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 happened.
Why have they been closed? I mean, I wonder what the story is behind the closing of them. Since
if they reopen the gates to hell.
Is it Hellmouth?
It might be. Nice.
All right. Well, on that note, let's find out more about Hellmouths. So until next time,
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.